Rapunzel's Enchanted Tower. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom surrounded by lush green forests, there lived a kind-hearted couple who longed for a child. After years of prayers, their wish was granted, and they were blessed with a beautiful baby girl. She was so lovely that they named her Rapunzel. However, the couple had no idea that a wicked witch lived nearby. This witch possessed a magical garden filled with rare, enchanted herbs. When Rapunzel's mother was pregnant, she longed for a special herb that grew in the witch's garden. Seeing his wife's desire, the father secretly entered the garden and picked some. But the witch caught him. "You dare steal from my garden?" she roared. "You shall pay the price." The terrified father begged for mercy and explained that his wife was with child. The witch thought for a moment and then said, "When your baby is born, you must give her to me, or I will not forgive you." Left with no choice, the father agreed. Months passed, and the baby was born. But the witch did not forget. One night, she crept into their home and took Rapunzel away, locking her in a tall, hidden tower deep in the forest. Rapunzel grew into a beautiful young girl with long, golden hair that shone like the sun. Her hair was so long that it reached the ground. The witch, to ensure Rapunzel would never escape, locked the only entrance to the tower and visited her every day. Instead of stairs, the only way up was through Rapunzel's hair. Each day, the witch would stand at the base of the tower and call out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair." Rapunzel would lower her long golden braid, and the witch would climb up. Years passed. Rapunzel had never seen the outside world. She spent her days singing and reading books. But one day, a handsome prince was riding through the forest when he heard a beautiful voice singing. Curious, he followed the voice until he reached the tall stone tower. Hiding among the trees, he watched as the old witch arrived and climbed up Rapunzel's hair. The prince was amazed and decided to do the same once the witch was gone. That night, he bravely stepped forward and called, "Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your golden hair!" Rapunzel hesitated. This was not the voice she knew, but when she peered down and saw a kind, smiling prince, her curiosity won over, and she let her hair down. The prince climbed up, and they spoke for hours. Rapunzel told him about her longing to see the world, and the prince promised to help her escape. But the witch discovered everything. Furious, she cut off Rapunzel's hair and cast her away to a distant desert. She left Rapunzel alone and hopeless. When the prince arrived at the tower the next day, the witch was waiting for him. With a cruel spell, she blinded him, and he stumbled into the forest, lost and alone. Months later, Rapunzel and the prince found each other once again, as if guided by fate. Overwhelmed with joy, Rapunzel wept as she embraced him, and as her tears touched his face, a miracle occurred. His sight was restored. From that day forward, nothing could separate them. The prince took Rapunzel to his kingdom, where a grand wedding was held. Rapunzel was finally free and reunited with her loved ones. From that day on, they lived a life filled with love, happiness, and light. And so they lived happily ever after.